My name is Nicole, and I head up the strategy team here at Ragged Edge. And I guess strategy means quite a few different things in different agencies. And what we do here is, we do all of the investigation and sort of absorbing of all this amazing information at our fingertips. And then we create kind of everything that stands inside the brand. So we look after kind of how the brand comes to life, identifying, kind of the whys and the hows, and do that mostly through words. So at the end of our process, the brand is formed, but it's not visualized or verbalized, and so that's our strategy. So I guess the easy thing is, everyone says, well, strategy is the foundation of everything that we do, and while that's true, it's not quite accurate, I don't think. I think it's richer than that here. I think if you look at the creative process and the strategic process, there's not much difference between the way that we work. So we all kind of investigate first. So we do our thorough investigations. We look around very broadly. What can we learn? What can people tell us? How do we find things that can help us think more broadly than perhaps what's right in front of us? And so that sort of phase is mirrored in the creative process, as they look for inspiration. And then we synthesize all of that into ideas. At the beginning, they're rough, they're young, they're vulnerable. And I think what we do at that stage here, which I really love, is we share them with the broader team. And so we all kind of come together as a group and look at, if there are, let's say, 5 on the table, like what really excites people, and work together to kind of select the ones that are really kind of strongest. And then we go off and make them beautiful, which is exactly kind of what we do in the creative process. And they extend us the same kind of relationship in their process. So I think we always work quite closely together. It's part of the reason why I love being at Ragged Edge, because there isn't a process of handing over. Strategy doesn't sit in a book somewhere. It goes up on the wall, and as the design is developed and as the sort of verbal identity is developed, it's the one thing that everyone comes back to because they believe in it and because they've been part of creating it. And so while we may take primary responsibility for putting all the words together, it kind of belongs to everyone here, and so that's how we do strategy. Keep digging, I think there's always an answer. Even if it's really hard to imagine or find. And so keep asking the questions that you want to ask of clients and of each other. And the other is, tell the truth. And, I think a lot of people, when you're, kind of an agency that gets to pick and choose clients, you just sort of want to work with, lovely clients that are, easy to understand, and big businesses tend to be a lot more complex. But if you think about it, most businesses are young, and there's always someone that started it. They had an idea, they probably gave up a lot, and they fought tooth and nail to make it work, and as a result created a culture based on that, ethos. And so that's often still inside businesses, and it's our job to find it and make sure, that it's true and interesting and compelling and all those wonderful things that you need to storytell and build brands on. But if you can't, don't be afraid to say, thank you, but we'll decline this time. And I think we're in a position, again, where, we can work on brands that we really believe in. And if we don't, we can say no, and that's okay. And I think it's important in these days where so many businesses are popping up. Maybe they're not there exactly yet, but there's something of a kernel. But if you don't see that, then there'll be someone else that is just as good for them to partner with. Most people are not good liars, and so you just need to really look a little bit more deeply and do your homework. We're brand builders, but we're consumers as well. And so I feel like the choices that we make as a business are just as important as those that we make as consumers. Buy from people that you want to support. Money is a way to do good in the world. Or choice, and having a voice is a way to do good. So I think build the world that you want to see for the future. And hopefully that means that you are engaging in, with people of substance and integrity and real purpose. No ego to a strategist is quite a challenge, actually. In principle, we get paid to have thoughts and ideas and make recommendations. And, kind of when you're encouraged to be the one that is leading that conversation, it's very easy to fall into the trap of needing to be right. And I think one of the things I've really learned is that to be successful and to really make things work, you have to let go of the need to be right. Mostly because you need everyone to believe in what you're doing to build a brand. And if you've got an idea and you're certain that it's right, it tends to close off your thinking to other ideas. And I think great ideas are built when diverse minds and voices come together. And so you have to be open to hearing that. And if you've got an ego and you're walking in and you're strutting around and you're just thinking, I'm absolutely right about this, you may well be, but it really doesn't matter if it never goes anywhere. So I think part of no ego is just learning how to build something with, kind of a number of different stakeholders, whether it's your own colleagues or your clients or customers. I think the other thing about no ego is that, this is a critical process, a creative process. And, if all we wanted to do was stand around and clap for each other and, approve things that sounded great and looked pretty, then we do pretty average work. And that's not really what Ragged Edge wants to do. Doing something great requires a little bit of pain along the way sometimes. You have to let go of what's not working. And I think the process of rethinking things, in my experience, has never made anything worse. It's always made it better.